Welcome to East Coast Hour. Dive into the vibrant sounds of Canada's East Coast with East Coast Hour, where we showcase the best music videos from talented artists across New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador. Whether you're a die-hard fan or discovering East Coast music for the first time, our channel is your go-to destination for unforgettable tunes and captivating performances. Join us in celebrating the East Coast's rich musical heritage and reminding everyone why the East Coast is the best coast. Ready to explore? Hit that subscribe button and let the music take you away.
Back someday. I've been searching high and low, turning rocks for the pot of gold, and I know that I'll get it back someday. Everybody has a chance to make it better. Life's a dance. That pot of gold ain't too far away. I lost myself in a hungry rush, trying to find something that I couldn't touch. An energy buried deep down inside of me. I watch history repeat itself as I spend another day locked in my hell. This was never part of my dream. This wasn't supposed to be. I saw myself through a broken glass. It only took a second to look at my past, and now I realize that I was just trash. There ain't nothing I wouldn't do or say just to hear everything's gonna be okay. Tell the devil to get out of my way. It's all gonna be alright. I've been searching high and low, turning rocks for the pot of gold, and I know that I'll get it back someday. Everybody has a chance to make it better. Life's a dance. That pot of gold ain't too far away. Ladies and gentlemen, Grace Daggle.
I've been up and up and down. I was drowning all my sorrows at the bottom of a bottle, and all them pills were hard to swallow. Always getting into trouble, never thinking of tomorrow. But that was then and this is now. All the memories of the old me don't hold my past against me. Ain't no devil on my shoulder anymore. And until I'm gray and old, I'll never stop my search for the pot of gold.
I've been searching high and low, turning rocks for the pot of gold, and I know that I'll get it back someday. Everybody has a chance to make it better. Life's a dance. That pot of gold ain't too far away. Get it back, get it back, 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 get it back, get it back, 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 get it back, get it back, 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 get it back, get it back, 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 back someday. I've been searching high and low, turning rocks for the pot of gold, and I know that I'll get it back someday. Everybody has a chance to make it better. Life's a dance. That pot of gold ain't too far away.
That was Mini Grimace featuring Grace Daigle and Pot of Gold on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. For Minnie Grimace, a Nova Scotia-based artist, music has been a transformative outlet for his personal challenges. He takes his depression, anxiety, and everything that he went through, and he writes it in music and hopes that someone will be helped by what he's going through. He turned to songwriting, allowing him to articulate his experiences and emotions through his music. His latest album, called Before and After, reflects the journey. Initially, his music delved into themes of depression and anxiety, but over time, he shifted towards more uplifting and inspirational content, aiming to convey a message of hope and resilience. Welcome to episode 4 of season 2 of East Coast Hour, the only East Coast music video channel in North America. Now, in this hour, I have an amazing lineup of new and previously played East Coast music videos. I'll have your viewers' pick of the week, and as well, I'll unveil some East Coast businesses that I'm going to be bringing along with me to the East Coast Music Association's Awards and Conference coming up in May in St. John's, Newfoundland. And I'll review a couple of the upcoming summer festivals, which have already announced their dates and their lineups. Continuing on right now, our next video is an homage to Stan Rogers' famous song, Barrett's Privateers. This is a side story to this famous song, and particularly about one of the fishermen he had on his crew. This poor soul was cursed by a witch and unknowingly caused the Antelope and the Barrett to not be successful in their quest for American gold. Here is Ian Galloway with Barrett's Curse on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Gonna sing you a song, so gather round mates, about a famous tow ship and its terrible fate. In Halifax bars you'll hear them sing about the scummiest vessel they've ever seen. The Antelope sloop was a sickening sight, not a ship that was rigged to go and fight. There's a haunted side to this faithful story of tow ships for gold and glory. Woman was crossed that faithful day when the Antelope sailed on the King's birthday. Fisherman's daughter, a beauty they say, got left on the altar on her wedding day. She's a sea witch, says the old fish store. She hails down from the eastern shore. Young fisherman, brave and true, asked for her hand, broke her heart in two.
Will screech as she walks the shores of Terminal Beach. With fire in her eyes she sheds a tear and curses Barrett and his privateers.
With the King's blessing and a letter of marque, the Antelope needed a crew to embark. We fire no guns, Barrett would say, the Americans would make easy prey. Young fisherman, brave and true, went off to join the Antelope's crew. Sailed from Halifax, left his bride in search of gold in a privateer's life.
God damn them all, the witch will screech as she walks the shores of Terminal Beach. With fire in her eyes she sheds a tear and curses Barrett and his privateers.
On the 96th day down Jamaica way, a fat Yankee became their prey. Guns all charge on a following wind, the Antelope was sure of an easy win. But a witch's curse would change the tide, the Yankee took them on a full broadside. Barrett was lost, the Antelope too, a young fisherman tried, so brave and true.
As she walks the shores of Terminal Beach, with fire in her eyes she sheds a tear and curses Barrett and his privateers.
This story might be a yarn to tell about the Antelope sloop and a witch's spell, but if you go down to the eastern shore, there's a place no boats will dare to moor. And a dark and foggy rainy night, you just might catch an eerie sight of the witch at Terminal Beach.
God damn them all, the witch will screech as she walks the shores of Terminal Beach. With fire in her eyes, she sheds a tear and curses buried in his private tears. God damn them all, the witch will screech as she walks the shores of Terminal Beach. With fire in her eyes, she sheds a tear and curses buried in his private tears.
That was Ian Galloway with Barrett's Curse on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Ian Galloway is retired now and loving it. He lives on the eastern shore of Nova Scotia in Three Fathom Harbour, and he plays guitar and writes some of his own songs to play with his friends at local guitar jams. His music styles are folk and rock. Players like Stan Rogers, Neil Young, both his folk and rock Neil, Valdy, Murray McLaughlin, Matt Minglewood, Bruce Guthrow, Sloan, the Stanfields, and his new favorite, Adam Baldwin. Plus, tons of other artists from the 80s, which were really his influential years. Now, I'll be heading to St. John's, Newfoundland coming up for the East Coast Music Association's Conference and Awards, again taking place May 7th to the 11th. The ECMAs will begin with a kickoff party on May 7th at Jag Soundhouse at 8 p.m. It will feature the Irish Descendants, Mick Davis, Thin Love with Violet as well. Now, some of the businesses that I've contacted have decided to make the trip to the ECMAs with me. Special thanks to Miller's in Port Hawkesbury, where you can catch Monday night jam sessions in the comfort of the lounge. Also coming along for the trip is one-of-a-kind designs in St. Peter's, some unique branding designs and products that are ideal for your marketing strategy and your promotions. Also joining me on the trip, Barely's House of Blues and Ribs on Grafton Street in Halifax. You can check out their show schedule at bareleys.ca. 1015 The Hawk FM radio station, a station of Acadia Broadcasting. They're going to be joining me as well. You can check out East Coast Rising Sunday mornings at www.1015thehawk.com at 9 a.m. The Bredor Lakes Inn in St. Peter's is a must-visit dining experience in Cape Breton. Chef-prepared meals, cozy dining, and regular East Coast entertainment will have you coming back regularly. Thank you to these businesses for tagging along with me to the ECMAs. Now let's experience another East Coast video together, a regular to East Coast Hour. This artist and band will be performing as part of the ECMA conference and performances. Andre Petitpas and the Giants with Definition of a Dweeb on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
And the fear is setting, not vacant and you're shaking, and the lightning disappears in a split second. All alone you realize that you were tired. Bring the thunder until we fail. My high school hairdo, all I wanted was
Hey there, it's Brett Matthews. Just wanted to jump on and say thanks to Chuck for including my music in his program for East Coast Hour. It's a great program for someone like myself to, showcase their music to a whole other audience that I might not have reached otherwise. So big thank you to him. And this is East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Tell the bees Our Lady is gone. Tell the bees, tell the bees, surrounded by a field of white. Tell the bees, tell the bees, tell the bees our queen is gone. Knock the hives, announce the news. Wrap their hives in cloth so black. Tell the bees, tell the bees, let them mourn with cake and wine. Tell the bees, tell the bees, tell the bees our queen is gone. Knock the hives, announce the news. Her son is here to take her place. Tell the bees, tell the bees, his eyes are filled with drops of ink. Tell the bees, tell the bees, tell the bees our queen is gone. Knock the hives, announce the news. He mourns her loss to notes of pipe. Tell the bees, tell the bees, the song of David on the harp. Tell the bees, tell the bees, tell the bees our queen is gone. Knock the hives, announce the news. Tell the bees
That was Adria Jackson and Tell the Bees on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Tell the Bees is an original song written by Celtic singing harpist Adria Jackson. The song was written in memory of Queen Elizabeth II. The royal beekeeper at Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle performed the ancient ceremony of telling the bees by wrapping the hives in black cloth and quietly knocking on the hives while whispering the news. The music video for Tell the Bees was filmed August of 2024 at the Cole Harbour Heritage Farm with master beekeeper Michelle McPherson. Michelle graciously agreed to open the hives and reenact the ceremony. The shooting of the video became a family affair with Adria's daughter Oriella playing the drums and presenting the cake and wine, and along with her husband David Jackson, who filmed and edited the music video. Well, all week long you've been voting for your viewer's pick of the week, and it's time to announce who you selected to have this week on East Coast Hour. And your choice for viewer's pick of the week here is Shane Pendergast with White Lies on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Friendships forged in the summer heat, listen as the wild hearts beat. When reluctant sunset steeps, young folks slip away. Barefoot fools with tousled hair over dunes, where lies no care, spirits downed with more to spare, shadows on display. In the darkness secrets fade, sacred knots are taut and frayed, climbing cliffs of red with knowing eyes. When the sea begins to sigh, she might take you by surprise. White lies rise like smoke in summer skies. Nervous hearts by flames that dance, only sparks will take a chance, hoping she will catch your glance, shyly turns away. Honesty will come to bear when a glance returns a stare on the painter's palette where the reds and oranges play. In the darkness secrets fade, sacred knots are taut and frayed, climbing cliffs of red with knowing eyes. When the sea begins to sigh, well, she might take you by surprise. White lies rise like smoke in summer skies. Embers glow along the beach, floating to the highest reach. Courage comes when evening breeze whips them to a blaze. Lovers look upon the sea from the battered balcony, watching waves gain bravery, feeling much the same. Darkness secrets fade, sacred knots are taut and frayed, climbing cliffs of red with knowing eyes. When the sea begins to sigh, well, she might take you by surprise. White lies rise like smoke in summer skies, sticking to their alibis, racing home before sunrise. White lies rise like smoke in summer skies.
That was Shane Pendergast with White Lies on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Shane is from Prince Edward Island, and in 2025 he released his fourth album called Winter Grace. It's a deeply personal collection that captures both the joys and the hardships of life in the Maritimes. You can visit to find more information about him at shanependergast.com for more information. Stay tuned for some upcoming East Coast artist entertainment news. I'm going to check through coming up in just a bit on some upcoming events. And remember to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to get alerts when new content has been added. Bringing Bonnie Tyler's hit back to life on her album, The Phoenix, here is Jackie Putnam and It's a Heartache on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Hit you when it's too late. It'll hit you when you're down. It's a fool's game, nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Love 'em till your arms break, then he'll let you down. It ain't right with love to share when you find he doesn't care for you. It ain't wise to need someone as much as I depended on you. Oh, it's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Hit you when it's too late. It'll hit you when you're down. It's a fool's game, nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. Ain't right with love to share when you find he doesn't care for you. It ain't wise to need someone as much as I depended on you. Oh, it's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Love 'em till your arms break, then he'll let you down. It's a fool's game, it's a fool's game, nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. It's a heartache. Love 'em till your arms break, then he'll let you down. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Love 'em till your arms break, then he'll let you down. It's a heartache.
My name is Jordan,
And this is Kirsten.
and we are so excited to have an opportunity to share our music videos on a different platform. It's really cool. You put so much time and effort, and sometimes you just put it on your socials and it doesn't go as far as you'd like it to. So to be celebrated in this way is awesome.
We are Quote the Raven, and you're listening to the East Coast Hour with Chuck.
tell me which way you feel after it's twisted around. And then raising guitar and raising hell. There's plenty of stories that they will tell. Some are born in Judy Dale and some are pure fiction. Your daughter is all at ease, having a new can hardly see her. It's bugging around a tree, some are called the mounties. Raising guitar and raising hell. There's plenty of stories that they will tell. Some are born in Judy Dale and some are pure fiction. Behind the camera and a dance with a fearful hammer. Today a stutter and stammer and then be held to fake of Saturday. Raising guitar and raising hell. There's plenty of stories that they will tell. Some are born in Judy Dale and some are pure fiction.
That was Signal Hill and Mull River Shuffle on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau, a cover of the Rankin Family song. Well, here's some upcoming events for you from artist Dave Sampson. It's been over a year since he's done a headline show back in his home community. He'll be joined by Pretty Archie, so he's going to be performing at the Marquee Ballroom coming up on May 30th, again in Halifax. Doors will open at 8. The show will begin at 9. You can get your tickets at ticketpro.ca. The Morgan Tony Trio returns to Lunenburg, this time with a special guest, Michaela Gugu, who's going to add another layer to Mi'kmaltik, which is Mi'kmaq and Celtic, with her step dancing, powwow dancing, and Gojwas dancing. She's also Morgan's little cousin. That event is coming up in Lunenburg at the Opera House, May 10th, 7:30 p.m. show. Tickets are available now. Check out Morgan's social media platforms to find out how to go about getting tickets. As promised earlier, going to talk about a couple of upcoming summer festivals that have announced their lineups. The Pictou Lobster Carnival is taking place July 4th to the 6th. Coming up on July 4th, the Trews are going to be performing along with Elise Aaron, Altered by Mom, and Hot Mess. On Saturday the 5th, the Stanfields with Neon Dream, Stonehouse, and Hush. And on Sunday, July 6th, Matt Minglewood, along with Fred Eaglesmith, Rum Ragged, Joe H. Henry, and Petra Moriarty. That is all coming up. You can get your tickets by checking out pictoulobstercarnival.ca. Happening this summer, one of the festivals that have announced some of their lineup. As well, Stanfest in Canso. It's running from July 21st to the 27th. There's a number of shows that are taking place on the road show that's leading up to Stanfest. That begins on July 21st. Get a complete listing at stanfest.com. Coming up on July 21st is the Down in Dover, featuring Jolene Harnish, Judd Gunning, and Terry Kelly. Also, coming up for you on July 21st of that evening, the Harbor Downtown is J.P. Cormier, Shane Pendergast, along with Buddy McDonald. Performances as well on that same day from Catherine McClellan at Troubadours. So that's just a few of the artists on the very first day that you can check out. Again, go to standfest.com to get a complete listing. Well, that's a wrap for this week. Thank you for joining me for episode number 4. Coming up on the April 26th episode, I talked last week about trying to get one of the Golden Buzzer winners from Canada's Got Talent, and coming up for you on April 26th, we're going to be checking out Jacob Lewis of Newfoundland. He was a Golden Buzzer contestant on Canada's Got Talent, and he's going to be joining me here on East Coast Hour. Now, next week, vote for your viewer's pick of the week. Vote for which one of these 3 music videos you'd like to see on the next episode of East Coast Hour. Have yourself a great week. Be good and kind and nice, and do something extra special for someone this week. To wrap it up and get your toe tapping, here is the East Enders with The Night That Patty Murphy Died on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Ah, the night that Patty Murphy died is a night I'll never forget. Well, some of the boys got a load of drunk and they ain't got sober yet. As long as a bottle was passed around, every man was feeling gay. And O'Leary came with a bagpipe with music for to play. That's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sinner shame that I winked him on another. And every drink in the place was full tonight Pat Murphy died. As Mrs. Murphy sat in the corner pouring out her grief, well, Kelly and his gang came tearing down the street. They went into an empty room and a bottle of whiskey stole. Well, put the bottle with the corpse to keep that whiskey cold. That's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sinner shame that I winked him on another. And every drink in the place was full tonight Pat Murphy died. At 2 o'clock in the morning, after emptying his jug, well, Doyle lifted up the icebox for to see old Patty's mug. We set the clock so Miss Murphy couldn't tell the time, and at 2:15, we argued it was 9. That's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sinner shame that I winked him on another, and every drink in the place was full tonight Pat Murphy died. Well, we parked the hearse on George Street outside the old saloon. Went in at 8:30 and staggered out at noon. We went up to the graveyard, oh so holy and sublime. Well, found out when we got there, we left the cars behind. That's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. Well, they said it was a sinner shame that I winked him on another. And every drink in the place was full of life Pat Murphy died. Patty Murphy died is a night I'll never forget. Well, some of the boys got a load of drunk and they ain't got sober yet. As long as a bottle was passed around, every man was feeling gay. And O'Leary came with a bagpipe with music for to play. That's how they showed their respect for Patty Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sinner shame that I winked him on another. And every drink in the place was full tonight Pat Murphy died. And every drink in the place was full tonight Pat Murphy died. And every drink in the place was full tonight Pat Murphy died.